verses 56 and 57. Like waves that rise on the ocean, stirred by the wind, dancing and without interruption, so the flood of the Alayavijnana is always stirred by the winds of objectivity and goes on dancing with the various Vijnana-waves. I spoke about Vijnana in video 10, so if this terminology is new to you, it might be worth looking at video number 10. But in terms of what's been discussed recently, we can understand the Alayavijnana as our sense of ultimate being. It's our sense of being, but it's an ultimate sense. It's not a sense at all, it's an ultimate realization. It's operating from what we are rather than what we think we are, rather than from what we're told that we are. The Alayavijnana is beyond any distinction between the individual self and an external objectified world. And it isn't beyond it in the sense of some rarefied sphere, some rarefied state of consciousness. It's beyond it in the sense that it's not taken in by these fairy tales anymore. What is taken as hard reality is actually a fairy tale. Pie in the sky. It's a story like Jack's Beanstalk, castles in the air. That's what our hard physical reality actually is. This is the realization of the enlightenment practitioner, of the Bodhisattva. And the work of the Bodhisattva is about coming back to enlightenment. The Bodhisattva isn't striving for enlightenment, either for himself or for others. The Bodhisattva has already touched enlightenment and is seeking to reinforce this enlightenment, reinforce establishment in this enlightenment. And the Bodhisattva does this by transcending all notions, by dispelling all notions of an individual self and an external objectified reality. And this is the trouble, this is the problem, that this belief in a hard physical external reality is what is in our face all the time. It's like the waves that rise on the ocean, stirred by the wind, dancing and without interruption. The Alayavijnana is the ocean. It's our mighty sense of being. We are the ocean. But there are all these waves going on, dancing without interruption. These waves hypnotize us, and our focus gets lost on these rather than on the ocean. So the Alayavijnana is always stirred by the winds of objectivity, by this apparent objectified world, this apparent world of external individuals and entities and objects. And it goes on dancing with the various Vijnana-waves. And the Vijnana-waves are the waves of the apparent senses. This is what we get intoxicated by, we get hypnotized by. We believe that we are perceiving these waves as separate entities. We believe that we're perceiving them through the senses. These are the Vijnanas, the 5 or 6 senses. And it's the nature of Vijnana, of consciousness, Vijnana is consciousness, to give them reality. This is the nature of consciousness. Whatever consciousness is aware of, it gives reality. Whether it's a dream, a hallucination of the physical world, we're aware of these things, we give them reality. In retrospect, once we've moved away from them, we call them dream, we call them hallucination. And from the perspective of liberation, the so-called physical reality also disappears. It becomes pie in the sky or castles in the air. So this is the struggle of the Bodhisattva. coming back to that sense of being which is the ocean, rather than get hypnotized by this great dance that is going on, which we understand in terms of the senses.